Let's take a look at another example of modeling a part in a part studio in Onshape based off a drawing I found on the internet. This kind of problem can confuse people who are new to CAD modeling because they don't know how to go about it. Well, it's really a matter of figuring out that you extrude from one side and then you create some other sketches on the other side in order to create some cuts. So let's go about creating a new part studio. I will click on the plus button in the lower left-hand corner and then create part studio. I want to make sure what set of units that I am in, so I will click on the hamburger and then choose workspace units. Yes, I am in millimeters. That is good. And for this one, the trick is to create sort of the front view, the one that's in the lower left-hand corner on the drawing. And to do that, I'm going to start by selecting the plane called front. Then I will hold down the right mouse button and choose New Sketch. Then I will hold down the right mouse button and view normal to the sketch because that's the way that I like to view it. For this one, what is key for starting these out are by sketching the holes first rather than sketching the solid material. I will click on the circle and then I'll locate the first circle right at the middle. This one has a diameter of 20. Let me punch in the value for that. And then I'll create the second one and I'll let it focus on the first circle just so I can get that dashed line. And then let's sketch this one out. And this one will also be around 20. And let me grab everything and just move it more to the center of the screen. And now let's dimension this. Let's throw in a dimension from the top circle to the bottom circle and change that value to 100. And let me make sure I'm viewing normal to my sketch plane. So let's then move to the bottom, and we have the arc that is a distance of 20 from the first circle. So let me create another. I'm going to do a circle rather than an arc because I don't know exactly how far this circle goes. So hold on a second, a little bit of getting it in the wrong place. Let me drag it out. And I know that's going to be a distance of 20 from the first one. And that's sort of like a weird dimension. I don't really like that dimension, but let's pick one circle and then the other circle and get our distance and change this to a value of 20. Now I will go to the top and do the arc over there. And I know that it looks like it's 90 degrees. I mean, it works out as being 90 degrees. So let's see, let's do a center point arc. I'll start right at the center here. And let's start out, let's make it lock into horizontal and then go around and then snap right in. And this is going to have a radius of 25. Punch in that number and it is good. And then we are going to throw in a couple of arcs. And the arcs are the radius 30. Actually, we'll throw in one radius 30 arc and then a line and then we'll mirror it. So let's go to, rather than the center point arc, let's change to the 3-point arc and just let snap there and about over here or so. And let it inflect. And let's see, we want it to be a radius of 30. And I notice I did not get tangent. See, let's throw in tangent between the two arcs. And then let's sketch in our line. And let's see, is it snapping to tangent? There we go. There we're getting a tangent. And wow, that is really far off. And I'll hit the escape key. Now let's go do our mirror. So here, where are you, mirror tool? Here's the mirror tool. Then we're going to pick what we want to mirror about. And then pick what we are mirroring, these two entities. That's good. Let me use the escape key to get out of mirroring. And this is going to have an angle of 90 degrees. Looks like I'm way bigger than 90. Pick this and pick this. And yeah, way bigger. Let's see if it, there we go. That looks pretty good. And then we can start taking a look down at the bottom. We're going to have a couple of tangent lines coming off here. So once again, I'm going to throw in a line and let's have it click on there. And let's see, am I getting tangent? Probably not. And I'm going to extend it so that it intersects this one. Let me hit the escape key. I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut P to turn off my plane display because it was starting to clutter things up. Let me make sure that I get tangency. Let's make tangent here to there. Looks like it adjusted a bit. Oops, you know what? I just turned my planes off. I'm going to need them right immediately because I'm going to mirror. Let's mirror, and I'll choose this as the mirror and then this entity. And you can see that we have a shaded loop. Let's hit the escape key to get out of mirroring. And let's see, I'm going to trim some entities. Let's go to the scissors, and I'm going to trim off this, and this, and this, and this. I have a bunch of extra endpoints. Let me once again hit P to turn off that and make sure I'm not in any tool. And I'm just going to start deleting these extra points. Oh, let's throw in our angle between these two lines. Probably should have done that before I started manipulating everything, but let's see how this goes. It should adjust 60. Yep, everything worked out nicely. And let's throw in a couple of sketch fillets at the corners. Let's see if this works. And so let's select two sketch entities or a point that connects two sketch entities. Let's try picking this. Yep, and this needs to be a radius of 10. And let's also pick this one and then left click and then accept the default value of 10 that it was suggesting. And this looks good. Let me drag out some of the different dimensions just so that it's a little easier to read stuff. I like everything being nice and easy to read, nice and neat sketching. And let's just drag this one out over to the side. Okay, so that looks good for the sketch, and I don't even have to trim away this entity when I am going to extrude. Everything should be good. Let's hit the check mark to complete out, and then let's go to the extrude tool. And for extruding, let me select those two faces, and you can see a preview. Let's change the depth from blind to, actually, we're going to leave it at blind. I want to turn on the symmetric option, and we're going to change this to a width of 45. That is good. Let's hit the check mark, and I'm going to hit the keyboard shortcut P. So that's good for our first main sketch. Then for the cuts on the sides, I'm actually going to do it in two steps. Let's keep everything nice and simple. I will sketch on the plane called right, then right mouse click and choose new sketch, right mouse click, view normal to the sketch. And let's start out by throwing in, let's do the bottom cut first. Let's throw in a rectangle, and I'm going to sketch. I always like sketch exaggerated when I do things just to get it to lock into my different constraints better later on. Let's use the pierce to get this to snap in there. And let's throw in some symmetry, and we'll have symmetry between these entities. And then we can dimension. Let's dimension this height, and this is going to be 92. And then the width is going to be a value of 25. And that is good. Let's see, we need some more sketch fillets. Let's go to the tool and then click one corner, click the other corner, and then left click, and just hit the enter key to accept the suggested value of 10. And everything looks good for this sketch. Once again, I'm going to drag that dimension out. And then we can hit the check mark to complete this. And then just make things a little easier on me, because I know, sometimes picking in the middle of the sketch can be hard. I'm just going to select the sketch and then go to the extrude tool. Let's remove material. Then we're going to go through all and second end position, change from blind to through all, and then hit the check mark. Let me hit the keyboard shortcut P to turn off the display of the planes for a moment. And so now it's starting to look like we saw in the image. Let's create our next cut. Let's select right mouse click, new sketch, right mouse click, view normal to the sketch plane. Let me readjust how I am looking at this. And then I can sketch in a rectangle. That's going to be 12 by 65. Let's go to corner rectangle. Again, I'm going to do it, I like to exaggerate. And 65, 12. And then we can pierce. And let's pierce that to that. And it snaps in. And now I'm going to throw in an arc. And let's see, which arc do I want for this one? Let's throw in a 3-point arc. And so it's going to go from that corner onto here. And then let's see, is it going to snap to tangent? Probably not. This is going to be a radius of 25. And now we can try throwing in a tangent. Tangent from you to you. There we go. That is good. And I could trim away, but I don't need to. I can just leave it as it is, but I will mirror everything. I could mirror the feature later on, but let's just mirror in the sketch. Let's click on the mirror tool and let's see where's the plane I want to mirror about. This one. And then for the entities to be mirrored, I'm just going to swipe a box to grab all this stuff. And everything is on the other side. Let's hit the check mark. And now for our final extrude, let me click the extrude and come here. There we go. There we go. Got this one. Let me rotate. There we go. Got that one. Remove. Change from blind to through all. And then second end position and then through all. And now it's really, really looking good. And hit the check mark, hit the P shortcut. The last thing that I need to do here is throw in those different chamfers. And let's see, those are going to be a chamfer of a value of 5. Here is the chamfer tool. And let's select 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's see, it needs to be a value of 5, which is already populated in the distance field. Hit the check mark, and there we have it. We have our part completed per the suggested drawing. So give that a shot yourself. Some nice little techniques in there, and I hope you learned something from this video.